Hey, this is Meredith's husband. I've got some SEO advice for you, but I'm going to keep it really simple so that you can understand it, so it makes sense, and most importantly, so you can actually use it. You want to talk about SEO myth number 37?
Yes, I knew we were on 37, which is crazy that you did as well.
Yeah.
That's pretty remarkable.
Just made that up.
Remarkable.
We're not on 37. There are probably more myths. I just thought it sounded cool. This is more myths? This is an SEO myth. This SEO myth is extremely, and I would say it's 100% pervasive. Like everybody thinks this.
Okay.
And that
Let's
is,
see if I do.
And that is SEO success is determined by where your keywords are ranking. If you have,
your keywords are ranking.
Yeah. Are your keywords number one? Are they on page 1? Are they on page 5? Are they number 1 or number 3 or number 6 on page 1? So how do you determine, how do you decide if your SEO is working? Is it successful?
If you're on page 1.
Wrong. That's what everybody thinks.
Yeah.
Yes. The success of your SEO is how many leads you are getting from your organic traffic.
Really?
Not where one particular keyword is ranking. Now, every single client I've ever had probably has come to me and said, oh, we want to be on page 1 for keyword XYZ. And that's the goal. Okay. That's a meaningless goal. That's like having a vanity license plate.
Which a lot of people have.
Yeah, true. If you want to do it, but it's not, how is that helping you? It's boosting your ego. That's what having a keyword on page 1 will do.
Sometimes it makes people laugh. I do know a guy in LA whose license plate literally is IMDb me. So you always are like, who is that person?
Oh, Jesus Christ.
I know.
Oh, God.
I know.
It's sort of clever because it's a little misleading, and then you got to think about it, and then you're like, oh, I get it.
Yeah.
Do you want to tell, and just in case our listeners don't know what IMDb is?
Oh, it's the International Movie Database.
Yeah, it's where all the actors have their I would say their portfolios, their resumes, all their credits, credits.
It's credits. It's like a
whenever
resume.
you want to, if you ever want to look up an actor or director or writer or producer, anything that they've done, you go on IMDb. But see, of course,
it doesn't include everything. It thinks it does, but it usually doesn't.
Well,
yeah, it includes most of it. Yeah, because
I thought it was going to be I am something like I am DB me. I was like, who is DB me?
He's an actor.
Yeah, well, obviously.
It's a Los Angeles license plate.
Do you want to talk some more about SEO?
Okay.
All right. So what was I talking about? Oh, yeah.
I was just going to share
vanity
to our
plates.
listeners how I used to be an actor. I was going to talk about me.
Yes.
But
you can IMDb
let's go back
Meredith.
to...
Having a keyword on page 1 is kind of like having a vanity license plate.
Yeah.
It doesn't actually, in itself, it means nothing. So
it makes people happy. I mean, if people are going to pay for it, I think you may need a new simile.
Well, here are two. So to illustrate my point, here's 2 hypothetical situations. Okay. Let's say situation number 1, you get your keyword, whatever you want your keyword to be. It's on page 1.
Yeah.
And you get, say, 10,000 visitors per month.
Yeah.
Right? Boom. Huge success, right? You're on page 1. Lots of visitors, but nobody's contacted you. You're not getting any leads from it.
Then it's not a huge success.
For whatever reason. Exactly. It's not a huge success.
No.
Being on page 1 is meaningless.
Right.
If your objective is to, run your business and build your business. Right. Here, the other hypothetical is that keyword is not on page 1.
Yeah.
But your organic traffic is delivering, say, 50 visitors a month.
Yeah.
And 3 people contact you. You get 3 leads from those 3 visitors. Which of those 2 situations would you rather have? Right. So here's what happens. Almost I don't want to say everyone, but lots of times a successful SEO campaign looks like your keyword, whatever keyword you want, moves up. Maybe it moves on to page 1, maybe it doesn't, but your overall organic traffic increases and you get more leads and you get more business, you make more money, more revenue from your organic traffic.
More appropriate leads. Actual, like meaningful.
Real leads.
Real
yes.
leads.
Yes.
Yeah, for sure. For sure.
Yes. So you can see that. And so everybody thinks this. And the problem is that people measure their success. They pick a keyword. They think whatever their most important keyword is going to be. And how I'm going to gauge whether what I'm doing is working or not in terms of SEO. Where is that keyword? Is it on page one? Then what I'm doing is working. It's great. If it's not on page one, then what I'm doing is not working. That's not how
Where does it even come from? Why do we all think this way? Why?
Well, SEO, because the SEOs for a long time, I mean, the first objective is to improve rankings. And years ago, that was possible. Like you could pick a single keyword and we're like, we want to push that single keyword to page one. That sort of thing was possible.
Right.
And also, to be honest, the SEO industry is a lot to blame for this, I think, because people come to SEOs and they say, I want to get on page one. And what do SEOs say? No
sure,
problem.
I can do that. Just give me $1 million.
Yeah, we can do that. And they even used to guarantee things like that. So really, we should be educating people. But to be honest, we would never get hired if we said that. I mean, now I don't do. I used to do this myself. I would kind of get around it. I would never say I'm going to get that keyword on page one, but I would be kind of vague in what we would be trying to do, knowing that 6 months from now they're going to be getting more business organically. They're going to be happy even if that keyword is not on page one. That happens most of the time. 1 second, I have a cramp.
Okay.
So what should you do instead if you're not going to make, because you do want to, have some way to measure your progress and know if what you're doing is working. So what metric should you look at?
Google
Analytics.
It's not
going to be your rankings. Well, you get it from Google Analytics, but you want to look at the number of conversions in Google Analytics. That's your Holy Grail.
The number of conversions?
The number of goal completions or conversions. Sometimes most people just call it conversions. Mm-hmm. Inside Google Analytics, sometimes they call it goal completions. What that means is somebody fills out your website form, right?
Oh, yeah.
That's a conversion. That's as far as your website can bring new business to you. It brings you new people contacting you saying, I want to hire you. That's all your website can do.
It brings a horse to water.
That's true. And you have to make it drink.
Yeah. You have to teach it how to drink and make the drink delicious.
So from there, you want to think, well, how can we improve this? Because that's, like I said, that's your ultimate goal, is to get more conversions. And we've talked about this before, there's only two ways to get more conversions from your website. You either get more people to visit it, or you increase the conversion rate. Remember what the conversion rate is? How do you do that? Well, conversion rate, we had an episode about, that's when people get to your website, you got to answer 3 questions really quickly. What is this place? What am I supposed to do here? What's the decision? You need to reduce the friction when new people get to your site between where they are and what you want them to do. So, things need to be super clear, super easy. Yes. The other thing, of course, is then getting traffic. And that's kind of more the traditional thing of SEO. If you're ranking higher, you're going to assume that you're going to be getting more traffic. Yeah. Now, to me, I think a very good goal, for a good first goal, if you're just starting SEO, a good goal, no matter how much traffic you're already getting or how many conversions you're already getting, I think a good first goal is often, I want to double my number of conversions. Yeah. You should that is roughly equivalent to doubling your business. And that's a pretty good goal, I think, no matter where you're starting. Okay. So if you want to double the number of conversions, you either got to increase traffic, increase the number of people to your site, or increase the conversion rate. The best is when you do both. Right. So to me, I think one of the easiest ways to, let's say we want to double our conversions. If you increase your traffic by 50%. Yeah. And increase your conversion rate by 30%, that's going to be very, very close to doubling the number of conversions. Now, that sounds pretty possible, right? Yeah. You can do stuff that, in the next day or two, that will help improve that conversion rate. Maybe you won't hit 30% improvement in that conversion rate, but that's not let's say you have a 1% conversion rate and you want to go to a 1.3% conversion rate. That's not terribly difficult. I don't know. increasing traffic by 50% is a lot, to me anyway, easier and less intimidating than needing to double your traffic.
Mm-hmm. I see what you're saying.
And then from there, once you've done that, then think about doubling your traffic.
Okay.
That's what I would do. Typically, corporate clients, a lot of times they're going to say, we want 100% growth year over year.
Wow.
That's their objective.
Yeah, fair enough.
But the first step, if you're going to
my next question is, how do we do either?
Well, hold on. If you're going to...
I had to stop my car because I was in traffic.
I don't remember what I was saying.
Sorry.
So don't get stuck on a single keyword. If you're tracking your rankings, which I do recommend tracking your rankings so you can know where you're ranked. That is one of the first indicators that you're going in the right direction. Right. So that you're going to get more traffic so you can get more conversions. Knowing where you're ranking is good. But don't pick a single keyword and watch that one keyword. Instead, watch your average ranking. SEMrush, most keyword trackers are going to do this.
Watch your average what? Really?
Average ranking.
Ranking.
Your average ranking. So if you're tracking 10 keywords, you're going to have an average rank. It'll probably be like 50 or 60 or 90 or 180. It's not going to be 1, 2, or 3 unless all of your keywords are ranked 1, 2, or 3. So there's always going to be some fluctuation in your average ranking. You want to see that number climb. It's like what's the saying? A rising tide lifts all ships or something like that.
Sure.
Same thing with keywords. If you're optimizing your site and you're on the right path and you're doing good work, all your keywords are going to move up a little bit. That's going to mean you're going to get more traffic, more conversions. There is another metric that SEMrush and a lot of keyword tracking tools will use, and that's visibility. And that's also a percentage. I'm not exactly sure how they calculate that number, but it's very similar to your average ranking. You're obviously going to want to have that.
Now, what's the difference?
The visibility, I think what they do, if you have, like, say, one of your keywords is ranked number 1, that's 100% visibility. If somebody does that search, it's 100%, and they look at the organic listings, they're going to see your site. If you're ranked number 5, your visibility is maybe 30% or 40%. It's not, somebody might not look all the way down that page. If your keyword is on page 2, the visibility is 0.
Oh.
See? So nobody's going to see that.
No.
So the visibility is somehow, it's there's a little more involved in that formula, but it's also a good metric to use. It's very similar to the average ranking.
Has Google ever thought about making the font smaller so more things will show up on page 1?
No, because you can scroll. You can, if you know what you can do. Most people don't know this. You can change your settings in Google, and you can have 20 listings on the first page or 100 listings on the first page. Huh. The default is 10, but you can change that.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah. You click on there. There should be, if you're in Google, especially if you're logged in, there will be a little gear icon near the upper right. If you click on that, there'll be some sort of settings or something, and you can turn your safe browsing on or off. They now have dark mode. Google has dark mode, which
What's
I
dark
like.
mode?
Dark mode is, you know what dark mode is? It's like phones have dark mode. Like
instead of looking at the dark web.
No.
It's not something people want to go on.
Anyway.
Sometimes.
Okay, I think we got to call a wrap on this one.
Okay.
Okay, so don't focus on a single keyword. Look at your average ranking or your visibility. And remember, your goal is conversions. Your goal is not just seeing your website on page 1 of Google.
And how many keywords should we each have? Who doesn't listen to the podcast?
Let's cover that one in a different episode.
Okay.
Bye. Thank you.
Hey, thank you so much for listening. We really hope that you find this helpful and useful. And if you do, what you could do for us as a thanks would be to, drumroll please, yes, leave a review. Yes, everybody says it, I know, but it really does make a difference. Take 3 seconds, leave as many stars, say something really nice about what you like about the podcast and maybe why other people would like it. It would mean the world to us, especially my husband. That better? All right, I'm going to try one where I'm not going to be charming.